Welcome back to Dagryffyn Hobby. My name's Dave. I've been to a lot of shows recently, and I don't know if I've shown you everything. So let's take a look at some new additions. Recently, I went to the Brick Train show, Hamburg, Amherst, and just a couple days ago, I went to the show in Timonium, Maryland. That's a lot of shows in a short amount of time, especially considering how much I've driven to get to some of them. Brick being the only one really that was even remotely close. But it's worth it. I've gotten a number of new cars from shows, from friends, from eBay, and I honestly don't recall what I've shown you. Now the big question I would think is, did I get out of there spending only $30? No. I tried, it didn't work. If I were a stronger person, I would have gotten out there only spending $26, which I think is pretty fantastic. What do you get for $26 at the Amherst Railroad Show? Let's see. The first purchase I made was not one, but two Weaver Reading hoppers. Look at that. They have different numbers. Isn't that crazy? One's got a load, one's filthy. Trucks are a little on the dirty, rusty side, but that's all right, I can clean that up. Two Reading Weaver hoppers for 20 bucks. And that was like the first 20 minutes of the show. I should have known then that I would not be able to get through everything else without spending something. But these next two are amazing. Okay, this one isn't so amazing. For $3, I could not pass up this. Sure, it's missing a bottom and wheels, but for $3, I don't even care what I do with this. I was thinking, make a bottom, throw some trucks on it, and I got a pretty nice car for $3. So we'll see if I do anything with that. This next one was also $3, but it's got wheels. Sure, it's a little messed up. It's missing some detail pieces, but for $3, it really doesn't matter. I picked up this Weaver tank car. I was thinking just a bit ago, I could pull all the detail parts off of it, fill in all the little holes all around it, and custom paint it. That might be fun. It might be a good project. Certainly wouldn't be wasting much. Worst case scenario, I take the trucks off that and put them on something else. Will I do anything with it? Again, who knows? But for $3, I have a scale tank car, so I can't complain. You never know where you're gonna find a discount box that maybe has post-war cars for 5 or 10 bucks, or more modern scale cars for 15 and 20. And I was just kind of glancing past all these endless boxes of Lionel cars, and I figured, you know what? Let's take a closer look. And I found a couple of $20 cars. Maybe I should have opened them up at the show and checked them out, but I didn't. I mean, it says used on the tag, so I imagine they're not perfect. But perfect or not, this looks pretty darn good. Ugh. Some schmutz on the top. That's right, I can clean that up. I got a New York Central boxcar. Needs to be cleaned up a little bit. Axles need to be oiled, but that's pretty standard for the type of stuff I buy anyway. One more car and the last of my spending for today. So 20, 40, 60, I spent $66 and I got 5 complete cars and a shell that I may or may not do anything with. I was surprised to find this car for 20. I saw it other places for 25, or one's just like it anyway. But for 20 bucks, I couldn't pass it up. I had recently picked up a Baltimore and Ohio and another road name of the 50-foot double-door boxcar. And I found one for the Pennsylvania. $20? Was I supposed to walk away from that? Because I couldn't. That is a good-looking car. And to come home with 5 fully functioning, albeit not perfect, scale cars, I call that a fantastic success. Sure, I didn't stay in the $30, but who are we kidding? I'm not sure I'm capable of doing that anymore anyway. first new addition is a car that I already have 2 of that I really, really like, and this one came to me through a friend. So I'm thrilled to have another one, and I actually can't wait to run all 3 of them together. And that would be the Lehigh Valley Hopper. If 1's good, 2 is better, 3 is awesome. This next one is also a hopper, and it's a Lionel that I picked up at Timonium. I picked it up at Timonium, and it's a Chesapeake and Ohio hopper. So that's gonna look really good with those Lehigh Valleys and the Western Maryland that I have. This next car is a little different for me. It's an MTH. Don't have a lot of MTH cars. I know I have some box cars, but not a lot of MTH equipment in my roster. But this is a gorgeous Pennsylvania hopper from MTH. It's a little longer than the Lionel models, but it is, well, it's Pensy, and it's a hopper, and it's just cool. So this one came to me through one of my friends, so it is great to have good friends out there. Another Timonium purchase is this Weaver Ultraline Milwaukee Road boxcar. This one just jumped out at me. It's a little bit different. It's got the hatches in the top. It's got the colored side frames on the trucks. Just looked fantastic. And I just needed to have it. And fortunately, it was like $20. So win-win as far as I'm concerned. The next 3 are all boxcars, standard O Lionel boxcars, and I think they were all about $10 a piece. I seem to have forgotten exactly, but that's okay. First, we have a Rock Island Route of the Rockets. For around 10 to 15 bucks, they are a great way to build your roster of scale boxcars, or close to scale boxcars. Do I care? I don't know. I like it. It is a Pittsburgh and Lake Erie New York Central car. Looks like that's from 1976. This next one I picked up solely because of the color. I just really liked the dark blue in this Iowa Beef Packers car. Not perfect. This door is kind of loose, but again, for the like 10 bucks, you can't lose. And the color is just fantastic. And really the yellow of the IBP there just really contrasts it so nicely. At some point, I think online, I picked up a couple of Weaver boxcars, and they had the plastic bases. Now, I had mentioned before how I had one with a plastic base that was new in the box, and I opened it up and the bottom was warped and misshapen. These are pretty badly bowed. Not sure if you can tell, but they were bowed so much that plunger there for the coupler was touching the center rail. So I've taken the bottom off both the cars, and I'm going to cut pieces of metal to cover almost the entire surface of the bottom of the car. I had thought about replacing the bottom completely, but I figured I want to keep that. I'll just add the metal covering most of it and adhere it to the plastic base to straighten it up, stiffen it up, and add a little bit of weight. While I'm doing that, I'm going to cut as many pieces as I can in case I get additional Weaver cars with these bottoms that end up a little bit warped. But what are the cars? I don't know if I noticed this before just now, but both these cars are Western Pacifics. I wanted this one partially because of the black ends and partially because it was cheap, and I wanted this one because it just looks fantastic. Now this last item I got for about 35 bucks, and I think it's a fantastic purchase. It's a K-Line car. It is a Lackawanna smoking caboose. And it is gorgeous. The detail on that caboose is just astounding, especially considering some of the other cabooses that I have. It's definitely a piece that's unique in my collection. Let's get a closer look at these cars, run them around the layout. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time on Dagryffyn Hobby.